What up, Skate Hacks family? We're back with another episode today. We got a special guest, my homie Brett, with a proper frontside ollies. We're going to talk about frontside ollies on transitions today. Mostly, I guess, quarter pipes and mini ramps. Frontside ollies on transition are a little bit different when you have smaller things to do it on. When you have a more mellow transition, it's better to pop your ollie high on mellow transition. When you see people skating vert, they just sort of glide up there. They don't really have to ollie or anything. And we're not really going over a frontside air in that sense where you just kind of float it. We're actually doing the pop here. And that's good for smaller transition or, bowls or anything like that that aren't super steep and that don't have a lot of vert. The more vert you get and the taller you get with it, you're not really going to be popping, especially with the more speed you get, you'll just be flying up there. But we're just going over the basic frontside ollie today when it comes to transition or, just quarter pipes, anything at the local skate park you want to start getting your frontside ollies down. So before you try this trick, you want to have your frontside kick turns down. And the more frontside tricks that you have down, the easier it's going to be for you because you're already familiar with that frontside turn. So it's going to be a lot more familiar for you when you start trying this trick. So make sure you have your frontside kick turns down, and if you have frontside slashes or frontside axle stalls or 50/50s, that's going to be even better because that'll help you out since you're already familiar with frontside. And when you approach this trick, it can also help if you come at a wider angle. I know with some of the ollies here, we're just doing a straight up 180, but you don't have to start out that way. If you want to come at more of an angle so you don't have to focus on the rotation as much, that helps also. So I like to approach this trick with my toes hanging off. This is how I set up. Now, not everyone does this, but I feel that this helps me because if I put my heels hanging off, then I feel that my foot slips off the board more. So in order to compensate for that, I kind of have the toes hanging off, and so if my board slips, it'll just go back into like a normal position. So that's what I like to do to compensate for that. You can come, like I said, at more of an angle, or you can come, straight up and just sort of 180 it. I like to go straight up and just come back down. That's just how I like it. But like I said, if you feel more comfortable at less of an angle, go ahead and do that. And you want to start the ollie small, and you can work your way up, just start low on the tranny and just go higher and higher the more comfortable you feel. That's always what I like to promote, starting small when it comes to any trick. Start as small as possible and build your way up. And one of the main issues with this trick, which you're not going to see here with us because I wouldn't want to replicate this on purpose or anything, but a lot of people think that they're going to hang up, and this seems to be the biggest fear when it comes to doing frontside ollies or backside ollies or anything on a quarter pipe. People are afraid they're going to hang up, and that's not really the case, because the higher you pop and the more you keep your feet sucked up during the ollie, the less likely it is that you're going to hang your truck up on the coping. So I can't even remember the last time that's happened to me trying a frontside ollie. I'm not sure if it's even happened at all. So the best way to avoid that is to really just pop, get a nice solid pop, and keep your feet sucked up the entire time and gradually come down. So you can see our truck's sort of getting close to the coping, but not necessarily. And you want to really just keep your weight inside of the quarter pipe. You don't want to act like you're going to ollie and slam down on the coping like a frontside disaster or any sort of lip trick. You just want to keep your weight sort of back into the quarter pipe. You don't want to act like you're going to land on the deck of it at all. So keep your weight within the quarter pipe, get a nice frontside pop, suck your feet up, and have your shoulders open. That's really going to help with the turn, especially if you want to do more of a complete frontside 180. You want to have your shoulders open, or at least wind them up, and once you're popping, have them open and ready to complete the rotation. A major problem with this trick is not getting your footing correct and just sort of losing grip of your board, or just when you pop, you don't get a really good feel. Your foot will slide off the grip tape, and the best way to deal with this is to kick away your board midair, whether you kick it on top of the deck or just away from you, so you can just kick it away and complete the rest of the rotation, just land back on your feet and walk down the quarter pipe. So those are my tips for frontside ollies on quarter pipes, and any sort of transition you want to get a nice solid pop on. Not really one of those floating sort of frontside airs, like I said, where you're getting a lot of speed and you have a lot of vert and you want to just float it. This is more of just the basic frontside ollie that you can take to any sort of transition. It's really fun, and it's a basic transition trick that can lead into other grabs and airs. So thank you guys for tuning in. As always, leave your comments and suggestions below for future skate hacks videos, and I'll see you next time.